All right, good morning, everyone, or evening, or wherever. I know that the time of day really is subjective and relative. Well, it's not subjective; it's pretty objective, but it's relative depending on where you're located. But anyway, good morning. It's morning here. Where I am at is 8:15 in the morning. Today is Saturday, December 30th. We've been talking about going into the new year the last couple of days, and making commitments to Jesus. And what is this that's opening, causing things to slow down? That's fun. Making commitments to Jesus, and going out into the world and making disciples. And we had talked about the Zoom, having an online Zoom meeting over the past year, and I did have it for a while. I had a couple of people from a church that I used to attend before I moved. Still good friends with them. Hopefully they'll be back, but some things changed with work, and I had to change the times, and we just kind of canceled it there for a little while. But I'm hoping to get that back up and running. Well, not hoping to. I'm hoping to have some attendance. I am putting it back up. It's going to be Saturdays starting tonight, starting December 30th. What better way to start the new year than to be in one of these Zoom meetings? Now, this meeting is it's part of the New Thirst Addiction ministry. The curriculum is a one step to freedom curriculum, and what we teach is that there's one step to that freedom. That step is to turn our life over to the care of Jesus Christ, to put our faith in Him, put our trust in Him, and let Him ultimately take over and run our lives, realizing that we can really do nothing for ourselves. We have nothing on our own that wasn't given to us by Him, and that is the only way to obtain freedom from these addictions. Now, I don't want anybody to run away either. If you're watching this video, I don't want somebody to run away because oh well, I don't have an addiction. Just because we don't have addictions to drugs or alcohol or pornography or something like that. It is a faith-based program. It's a Bible study. In fact, I was thinking about this morning right before I made this video. Like, we don't really talk, like, the word addiction, the word alcoholism, the word alcohol, drugs, pornography. These words are not like frequently used throughout our curriculum. Just the lessons that we went over last night, I was looking through them, and the words are not mentioned at all. It's all about sin. So what I have to say is this: maybe you say, well, I don't have a drinking problem, I don't have a drug problem, this or that. We all have a sin problem, and so we all need the same thing. We all need Jesus to overcome that for us, to pay that price for our sins. So maybe you say, I don't have an addiction problem, but we all have a sin problem. Just replace that word in the addiction ministry, just to New Thirst Sin Ministry, where we go and tell people about Jesus, because we have all fallen short of the glory of God. You don't have to have an addiction. It's Bible based. You're going to get the same thing in this program as you're going to get in church. Doing a home fellowship or other Bible studies from the beginning of the curriculum. It starts out like, this is our problem. This is why we have this problem. And it goes all the way back to Adam and Eve and, the fall of man. Right after the creation there, it goes to the fall of man, and it leads us up to where we are now, and then takes us all the way out to where eventually, we will be raptured away and have that relationship with Jesus. We talk about all of these things. We talk about the fruit of the Spirit. All of them are relatable to those that are addicts. All of them are related to just the general public as well. Everything that we talk about in there can be related to literally just anyone. We have people in our group on Friday nights that don't have addictions, not as the world looks at things as addictions. We all have idols of some sort, whether it's money or possessions, or even ourselves, because we're prideful and selfish. That's just our human nature. We all have some sort of a sin. We all have some sort of an idol. We all have some other God aside from the God of the Bible. That's what an idol is, and that's what addiction ultimately is idolatry. But we all have that, and so we talk about how to overcome that. Again, we call it an addiction class. It is talked about on Friday nights at our church. It is an addiction meeting, but it is ultimately a Bible study, and it's kind of geared toward. We call it an addiction ministry because we hope to bring in those that are struggling, that haven't been able to get sober, and they can be around people that have struggled with that. It's really kind of hard to relate, I think, for a lot of people to relate to someone who's never struggled with an addiction and be like, man, what do you know about what I'm going through? Even though from a biblical perspective we could, because we were all in the world. We have people that have in the past been addicts as the leaders and the counselors, like within this group. The person that runs this group used to was homeless for a period of time as he was struggling in his addiction. I spent many years myself stuck in the bottom of a bottle, pretty near close to half of my life. All of my adult life was spent in addiction pretty much. And so, we can relate to people in that aspect. But like I said, it's open to anyone. You don't have to be an addict. Don't feel uncomfortable because, there might be other addicts or whatever in there. We talk about it in the class and in these groups and in the meetings. We talk about being in our addictions, living in the world, and things like that. But like I said, as far as the curriculum goes, it's not like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting where we're constantly just talking about addiction. Well, when I was in my addiction and when I was in alcohol, we're just not constantly bringing that up. We're talking about the Bible, what God has done for us, what God tells us to do, and how we can overcome the things of the world. Whether you have an addiction or not, we have things in this world to overcome. But anyway, I want to keep this video short. Starting tonight, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. That's 6 Pacific and 9 Eastern. I know it's kind of late Eastern. I'm just trying to find a nice center ground here, a middle ground for this. Depending on how things go in the videos, in the meetings, I may try to just record them. If nothing else, we can put the audio up. That way there's no faces or anything like that involved, because I know some people might not want their faces out there. I can just pull the audio off. I don't know. So if you want to see maybe how these meetings go, you can... we can put that out so you can hear for yourself what's going on. But I want to be able to have that time of interaction. You can see what these meetings would be, kind of how we would talk about these things, or the things that are talked about in the videos that I put on YouTube and the New Thirst Addiction Ministry One Step to Freedom videos. There's a whole entire playlist of those videos that I put these from this curriculum out. Again, this is also, I don't know if I mentioned this before, this is not a curriculum that I created. This was created by the Calvary Chapel Churches Association. It's been used for over 10 years now. I haven't been able to really get a specific answer on how long ago it was developed, but it's been for at least 10 years, because I've known about it for at least 10 years. It's a faith-based program. It's a Bible-based program. It's open to all ages. We're not going to talk about anything in there that the Bible doesn't talk about. It's open to anyone. And I'm hoping that we can grow it. There'll be a good time of fellowship for those that are they're wondering. They don't necessarily maybe want to commit to going somewhere. They don't want to be seen. It's the beauty of Zoom is you don't have to be seen. Although we're there for support, we're not there to be judgmental. We're there for the support. You don't have to be seen. You don't even have to say anything. You can just sit back and listen. There's kind of that stigma of like being seen walking into an AA meeting or things like that, that go along with that. I'm all for personal fellowship, getting into a church, and I'm going to encourage you to get into a church and to get into a program, a good faith-based, Bible-based recovery, and get into Bible studies and things in whatever location you are. But, this is going to kind of break the ice, if you will, help to hopefully get you involved. So I hope to see a lot of people in there. I wanted to put this out, keep it short, get people involved in it. You can get more information. You can get the whole curriculum on the website, www.soberforchrist.com. Right there at the top is a little button that says curriculum. Click on that. You can pull it up in a PDF form. You can print it off. You can read it off your screen. But it's there, and there's other resources on the website to help those struggling with addiction too. There's AA meeting finders and an NA meeting finder and a meeting finder for those that struggle with pornographic and sexual addiction. Bible studies on there. There's links to Bible study websites on there. I haven't really put any books on there. I think I did have a video of some books that I recommend. I'll probably ought to update that and do a new one soon, but there's lots of other good resources on the website. But with that, we're going to keep this short and sweet. I hope to see you on there tonight. If you're struggling, if you are thinking maybe you want to get involved into a Bible study, this is a good way to go, because like I said, it takes us from the very beginning, what our problem is, why we have this sin in our life, where it came from, how we can deal with it, and how we can grow and build our relationship with God. I'll be putting the videos back out on YouTube. I'll have one out tomorrow. I've got some New Year's resolution videos out there. There's one that's a call to Christians about going out and making disciples of the world. I got a video that's geared to those who do not believe, who I'm encouraging you to to very strongly consider picking up a Bible and reading and getting involved in Bible study, because I do personally believe that our days are short. They've always been short. Nobody knows the time or the hour, but just looking at the climate in our world, there's a lot of things that are going on right now that it's just completely evil. I've got another video I'm going to put out about that, about a satanic club being held at schools, and I think it's in Oklahoma. I still have to work on that, but we're just going down a very dark road, and it's all things that are talked about in the Bible, and it is very, very relevant. And the most important thing you can do in your entire life, the most important thing you can do is not to take care of your family. It's not about the job that you have or the home that you have or any of these things. Not that those things aren't important. I'm not saying they're not, but the most important thing you can do is turn your life over to Jesus. Let him do the work in your life. And as being a godly leader, then you can lead and run your family. You can provide for a family, take care of your family, lead them down the right road. You'll be led and spirit driven in your jobs and your possessions and everything like that. But that is the most important thing that you can do, is turn your life over to God, because without that, there is no hope. We will have a spiritual separation from God. There is going to be a physical death. We will have that spiritual separation from God without Jesus, or we can choose to be forever. We can have that spiritual life. We can have that spiritual relationship forever with Christ. Most important thing you can do. So get into that. Those are some videos that are coming out. Hope to see you tonight, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. I will put the password and the login information, all of that, the meeting ID and the passcode down in the description below, so you can find it. It's going to be on Zoom, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. That's 6 Pacific and 9 Eastern. Hope to see you on there. New Year's is coming up. God bless. Have a happy new year. Getting in your word, stay in God's word, stay grounded, and have a great day.